Here we have a new 2026 Cadillac CT5-V. Now this one comes in the black Raven paint, and then we also have jet black leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3-liter twin turbocharged V6. That's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. But as we come around to the front end here, we get our LED signature lights as well as LED headlamps. Love the front fascias here on the V's and the V Blackwings. Just a nice aggressive looking front end. And this is where that front fascia update really shines on these new CT5s. These are 19-inch alloy wheels. Love the red brake calipers there. Passive keyless entry on the front doors. We get a 15-speaker AKG premium sound system, power door lock controls. Love the carbon fiber there. Memory seat functions here. One-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors. Rear window lockouts there. And then we do have our power mirrors that power fold. And they do have blind spot monitors if you look closely. Trunk release, bottle holder, electronic parking brake, hood release. Get a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. But here's the power driver's seat. We get massage function, 4-way lumbar, then our manual thigh support there. But I want to give a huge thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so sitting behind myself, room's not bad at all. Only thing is this seat is it's a hardback, so it's not like the leather is kind of poking out and it's cushy behind here. This is pretty hard, so I can fit back here well. The headroom with a sunroof. You know, I like the Alcantara kind of microfiber there, but it's a tad snug back here. But there's a look at the front. Rear AC vents, 12-volt USB-C. And again, I wouldn't hesitate to buy this car because of how snug it is back here, because I'll never be sitting back here, but just something I want to point out. Bottle holders are there. Love the red seat belts, by the way. Grab handle, LED reading lights throughout, and then you can hang your collared shirt right there if you need to. Now, child locks are on either door. You just lock, unlock there. And then to the back end, LED tail lights. Now, I will say the V, I love the exhaust on the V's. It's a nice, just aggressive sound when you start it up, but it's not overly loud like the Blackwings, and I like this better. But it's a personal preference, just the sound has a deeper tone to it as opposed to like a more muscle car sound. But there's the cargo space. Get a side pocket over there. And then fuel fillers here. You want to put premium in here. And there's a look at the rear passenger side. Press this in here, and then this will fold down. You can do this from either side. And you have your top tethers behind the seats themselves there. And you can see you have an opening if you want to run longer objects through to the front. And then your lower anchors behind these covers. Front passenger seat, same adjustability as the driver's side with the massage and everything. And this kind of pops out. Now, I found something interesting. It does say Blackwing on the inner parts of the seats here, which I think is just interesting because this isn't one, but I like it. Lockable glove compartment here. And then a quick look at the window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at anything. But $70,188 is that sticker price. And honestly, one thing I do like is you get the same fuel economy as you do the twin turbo V6 anyway. And honestly, you're only losing a little bit over the Turbo 4 in the standard CT5s, as opposed to the Blackwing, where you start to notice quite a bit the fuel economy numbers. But if you're getting a Blackwing or even the CT5-V, that's not really an issue for you. But there's a twin turbocharged V6 engine. And then before we hop on the driver's side, just a quick look at the blinkers. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. We do have the Super Cruise indicator and then the sensor right there to make sure you're paying attention. There's the horn. And then a quick run through of the radio. We get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. We can see our maintenance here. So battery voltage, tire pressure monitors, all of that. And then you can even see the air quality as well. We can use this animation to see everything. Now I will say the top of this screen loves to get hot because of the sun, so I would never suggest holding it like this. Your ambient lighting, you can adjust those settings there. You get dual zone automatic climate controls, which you can use from the screen, or you have switches down below, and I'll show you that in a minute. Your performance here, you can see your horsepower, torque, boost. I mean, pretty much everything you'd need. And then you have the Google Maps with this Google Assistant system, as well as having the Google News application as well. Now, camera-wise, you get a front and a backup camera. You also get curbside views as well. You can toggle those parking sensors while the camera's up too. And in your settings, you go to your vehicle settings. You can change your teen driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, or your Super Cruise lane change settings. And if you scroll down further to your system settings, you can change your language here, and then your units of measurement right there. Now down here, we do have, again, the switches for the AC, so we can turn the whole thing on or off. Fan direction here, temperature for either side, fan speed, and then we have 3-stage heated cooled seats for the front. Self park assist is right there. And then the parking sensors, hazards, and the lane departures here. Hit this 360 camera view and it kind of pulls up the blind spots, if you will. And then again, you can change those. Wireless charging pads here. Your drive modes can be switched here, so you have your Sport, Tour, Track, Snow and Ice in the My mode. And then depending on what drive mode you're in, the gauge cluster kind of matches that, which is pretty neat. And then you have your auto stop toggle, your automatic brake hold, and your traction control toggle there. Press this button, drive, manual, neutral, and then reverse. Your volume knobs here, you can click that to mute. And then you can use these buttons and this little knob if you don't want to put fingerprints on the touchscreen, but it's just easier for me to use the touchscreen personally. Bottle holders, then your center console cubby space. You have a USB-C, USB-A input, and a 12-volt there. And then your rear camera mirror, OnStar, lights for the front, garage door transmitter, and then this is for sliding, tilting, and then closing the sunshade on this sunroof here. So you can slide one touch, close it back one touch as well, and then hit the shade. But there's a look at the back seat from up here. Your vanity mirror. And back up front, I'm gonna go to this side here, this layout. You can change that to either link to the drive modes, or you can manually set it. So let's say you want the track setting in tour mode for whatever reason, you can do that. But then you also have the map setting, the assist setting, which is the driver assist, and then the clean setting there. But I like to usually leave it in that gauge setting matched to the drive modes. Trip meters here. And then your launch control, heads up display. You can actually change those settings as well. So I'm in tour mode. There's sport, there's track. A little difficult to see because it's not really flashing like that. That's just my camera. But left side stock blinkers, your low beams, automatic high beams are there, regular high beams. And then you have your automatic wipers here. So one time off, auto, low, high. You can adjust that auto frequency here, pull up for the fluid. And then left side of the steering wheel, cruise control, turn that on. You can hit this cancel button, hold it down to go between adaptive and regular. And then you can set your speed here, adjust the gap adjust for the forward collision alert and the adaptive cruise there. And then mute button, voice recognition. Activate the super cruise or the hands-free lane centering there. And then you can set up your V mode here, what you want to do with that. Volume, track list, radio station presets, and then this goes to your audio sources, and when applicable, you can use this as a scroll bar. Same thing with your Bluetooth when that's up. And then your radio favorites as well. Push button start. And finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 CT5-V out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the CT5-V, it's a very nice car. Let me just say that. It still rides very well. It's very just luxurious inside and out. And I'm really for the V being my favorite trim, even over the Blackwing, just because it's kind of that middle of the road there. You get the performance, you get the luxury feel. It's not necessarily a track car, but it can be one if you want it to be that. But this just feels more elegant, I guess. The CT5-V is a great car, fantastic car, the Blackwing is. But this V just still feels like a CT5 with, I guess it's more of a Blackwing with the premium luxury feel to it, if that makes sense. And that's why I like this best. And you're saving 30 grand on top of that. We're gonna give it a quick pull here in track mode, not gonna floor it, but here we go. Yeah, it's very quick, and again, the sound is so phenomenal. I love it. But I want to give a huge thanks again to Cadillac of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But yeah, this feels, you can tell it's stiffer than the traditional CT5, the luxury of the premium luxury, but it doesn't feel nearly as stiff as the Blackwing to me, and that Blackwing still rides very well. But the ride quality here is closer, I think, to the more basic trim CT5s as opposed to the Blackwing, and I like that about this car. I think a lot of people, the reason that these sell pretty well compared to the Blackwings is if you have throwaway money, that's great. But if you want a Cadillac that's quick, that looks fantastic, that's fun, but it's not too much, let's say you were gonna be a traditional Corvette buyer or something like that, this is the way to go. Now, if you're gonna be a Z06, Z01 buyer, go with that Blackwing. But for the traditional Corvette buyers, I think you'll appreciate this V more, but that's just my opinion. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, I think this is a pretty solid option because of how capable this car is. Again, it feels more practical as opposed to the Blackwing. I don't think you'd be daily driving a CT5-V Blackwing. You could, but it's just not that kind of car. I feel like this V is more that speed, if you will, where you have something that's exhilarating to drive. It sounds fantastic, it's fun, but it's not too much. So if you do need to drive it to work, you're still getting 27 miles per gallon on the highway, 18 city. It's still comfortable. It still feels like a traditional CT5, just with like on steroids, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like everything's been redone on the powertrain side like the Blackwing. Well, that's my lane departure. That lane departure is going crazy. I will say that. I'm gonna turn that off. There might be a way to turn that off in the settings. I didn't even think about that, to turn off the beeping, because it's just kind of hitting me every so often. And usually it pings, but it doesn't beep every time you go out the lines or get close. So I'm sure that's something you could adjust there. But this is it's a phenomenal car. I love the 3-liter twin turbo V6 in the V's as well as in the premium luxuries. I've tested a few of those, and just great engine in terms of power output. I really wish we could have kept the CT6, honestly, because I love the twin turbo V6 in those as well, and that was pushing a bigger car, a flagship, you know, a flagship 4-door sedan. So in here, it's a lot of fun, great fuel economy, and again, I just think it's a nice middle of the road option if you want a sports car with track capability, but it's also something that you can daily drive and you won't have an issue with that. That's what you get here, and that's why I think this is a force to be reckoned with in the luxury sports car arena. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Cadillac CT5-V.